What's happening, guys? Jason here with some 1957 Cadillac Coupe Deville action. So at this point in time, I am at the point where I have put everything back on that I took off from the car. So we are up to what my dad has done. So we're slowly putting it back together. I'm working on the interior right now. I'll take you on a walkthrough of exactly what I'm dealing with here. So door stuff has pretty much been figured out. I got all the door handles and everything back in that's meant to be in the car. So all the door strikers work, everything else. So it's the entire interior part. Now over here I've got felt strip and Dynamat that will be going on the floorboards and the ceiling up here to fully insulate this thing and get all that done. And the felt strips are for right down in here where the window goes. Now, you can buy an entire window channel kit for this car for the felt strips and all that stuff for $110. Or, option B, you can get on Amazon over here and grab yourself 400-foot rolls of felt strip for $9. You can guess which one I did. So, next thing we're doing is getting all of the chrome set up because it's got kind of a weird chrome setup thing that goes through here, and what it does is when the window comes up, it's got a piece that flaps down to seal everything up. So that's got to be put back on, sealed up. Now the big problem is over here. My glass is cracked, which is really freaking annoying, but I've got new glass coming for it. And I have to figure out where all of these boxes go. They've got screws, some of it's obvious, some of it is not. If that's not bad enough, we come over here and I've got my happy little pile of interior stuff, which is separated up into its own little groupings over here. This is all seat and body panel stuff. This right here is random bracketry, and I've got no idea where half of it goes, followed by our chrome pile. I could kill my dad. Anyway, our last piece of chrome is right here, which I know where this goes. This is our cowl piece that goes right up into here. I still have to wet sand and buff, but I'm giving this plenty of time to cure before I go messing with that. Also have to fix the chrome. But today and for the next week or so, what we're going for is getting the headliner, glass, carpet, interior, all that stuff back in it. Oh yeah, I forgot there's even more stuff up there. And probably more stuff over there. Now the good news is I have all the gaskets I need, all the weather stripping I need, and even the carpet that I need. But for right now, we're going to be putting the felt back on. So I'm going to get y'all positioned over here to where you can see what I'm doing, and we'll start felting the stuff back together. Okay, so our first felt strip is right here. There's very little of the original stuff still on there. So what we're going to try to do is just come in here and scrape it up as best we can, get all this junk out, and preparation for our new one. Okay, it looks pretty good. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming in here and putting our own felt strip on over that. And then the glass will ride against the felt and it won't make noise and be annoying. Hello, Axel. Doggo. Coming out to say hi. Axel. Oh, don't walk over my chrome. What's wrong with you? Oh, who's a good boy? Anyway. Okay, so I feel like that's about good enough. Now we got our strip here. Okay, and just like that, it's on there. I don't know if it's going to stay, but it's worth a try. So now I get to do that about 9,000 more times, and with all that, so I will leave you with that little bit of information right here, and I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. Okay, so we're on day 2 of this because my microphone battery died, and I spent a whole bunch of yesterday just fighting stuff, but I'll show you what's happened. So yeah, the new foam is in there. wing windows back on and the door set up here. We got our odd sort of chrome setup put back on all the way through here. And what this does is when the window actually rolls up, this flaps down to cover it. It's a weird system, but yeah, that's that. I got this back on. Again, I got all the felt strips on. Same thing on that side. New felt strips everywhere in here. So where we're at right this very second is we're going to be putting this guy back on. It's the other flapper. It goes all up and along through here. I'm gonna glove up here real quick just because I don't want to make a mess on the chrome with the RTV silicone I'm using. And get my screws here ready. Fortunately, when my dad took this apart, he kept all the screws with all the proper chrome pieces. Unfortunately, he didn't mark any of this stuff, so I've been having to guess and use pretty much common sense to figure out where all this crap goes. But anyway, this is still more of my area than the paint and body work is, so moving pretty quick here. All right. Now we're going to take and run a bead all the way down through here. Way too much, which means it's just right. We don't want water getting in this car, even though I think classic cars came with leaks from the factory. That guy in there. Now, I learned my lesson on the other side to just get these kind of started, because there's a lot of adjustment in there, and trying to find the screw hole turned out to be quite tricky. And also learning my lesson from my last side, I'm going to go ahead and shut this door and try to get this aligned before I tighten anything down. So you can kind of see what happens there whenever you get that set in. This flaps down and then the glass will roll up into there. So it's just a interesting, definitively 50s type thing. I've never actually seen it before, but yeah. Okay. I'm kind of at a point of frustration. It's at a sort of like a jigsaw puzzle. I didn't take it apart. Now, even as long ago as this was, had I taken it apart, I would remember where pretty much all of this stuff goes. But it didn't. My dad did. So I'm looking at piles upon piles of chrome pieces and bolts and trim that I don't know where the heck it goes. So I'm going to do it essentially like I would do a jigsaw puzzle. Anything that I see where I know where it goes, stuff like this chrome or this chrome pieces or whatever, I'm going to start putting it on. So that's what we're fixing to do right now. Is one piece I know for certain is my cowl. So chrome cowl piece right here, quite obviously bolts in right here. Okay, so I got my basic chrome polish and rust remover right here, and essentially what we do is we just glob it on to a brush and give it a nice scrape, and now we go ahead and take our chrome polish and really try to get in there. And when that's done, as you can see, it comes out with a nice mirror shine. So I'm going to put a little bit of elbow grease into this real quick and come back with the final result, and we'll plop it in. Okay, so we got the chrome piece put together-ish, and or I should say we got it polished up-ish, and now we got to get it up here into the cowl. And like most things on this car, it's a colossal pain in the ass. So it's got tabs that slide up in there on an angle facing up like this because it's a waterfall style, but then the nose has to drop down. So yeah, and now I gotta climb my happy ass inside this car and poke my head through to try to control both sides of this to get it in place. Of course, you can't get your hand up from the bottom to actually, you know, support it the way it should be. And don't help matters, that's like 9,000 degrees in here, even with the fan blowing on me. Okay, getting angry. I gotta take a step back, kill the camera for a minute, cool off, and work at it. And this right here is precisely why we take breathers. Cooled off for a second, walked in, slid right in. So yeah, if I've got any words of advice for any aspiring mechanics, new mechanics, young mechanics, is if something is really bothering you or really fighting you, step back, take a breather, cool off for a minute, grab a cold beer, whatever you need to do, and then come back to it, and usually it'll fall right together. Alrighty, so I didn't do a whole lot of filming on this just because it's insanely boring, but the entire floor and entire ceiling has been dynamited. Now it's truly American as 1,000 bald eagles are staring down upon you. So yeah, I figured that would be fitting for it. But that's done, and gonna replace the tack strip on the back side here, so I'm gonna be making a quick internet search. Might be able to run some of that down, but as soon as I run down some tack strip, I will be putting the headliner in. Then I gotta paint the dash, and then glass carpet, and redo the interior, and we're done. Or brakes too, and probably gas tank, and probably 1,000 other things. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you enjoyed these videos and you want to see more.